Is the panelist for narrative fiction in here?
100 years of narrative art.
100 years of narrative art is the next panel, and we do not know where the panelist is. And it starts in 2 minutes. So if you are here, please come forward. All right. Well, I mean, I could. I've always wanted to run a panel. We're gonna look for a few more minutes and wait. Hey, Jesse, do you want to go ask around? I'll filibuster and whatnot, just like I saw whatever AC race person do with the blonde hair. Oh.
If they come and they want them there, I'm not sure.
Okay. All right. That sounds good. So you guys having fun? This is my first PonyCon. I've been a fan for a long time, like since season 1 was like halfway through, back when it was just, I feel like, an internet. Are you guys the panelists? Nope. Okay, we're waiting on the panelists right now. We're looking for them. We don't know where they are. Yep. So I definitely was never a big part of the actual IRL fandom for a long time until I moved to DC. Was working at the Treasury as an intern, and I met the head of AV here. It's Jeremy, great guy, and he convinced me to get involved in like the real life stuff instead of just making fun of people online. Lee Master Rusman face. And yeah, so now I'm here doing AV as a volunteer for, my first PonyCon, and I've wasted a lot of money buying awesome swag. I've had a great time. So like, I have to say, I'm having a great time. This is really awesome. It's worth every penny to come here and check it out. So I hope you guys are having a good time too. And I hope things have been running smoothly. I know last night, at least I've never been to another PonyCon, but from what I've heard, there's never been a concert that started on time and ended on time. And last night we started on time and ended 3 minutes early. Yeah, what's up? Are you coming?
I'm going to join you.
All right.
So I've heard from the people that I hear things from that this panel is apparently Pixel Kitties' panel.
Really?
Apparently?
Pixel Kitties?
It was just all the artist panels that I know of.
Like all of the art panels were her.
Wasn't it narrative fiction?
No, it's narrative art.
Oh,
100
narrative
years of
art.
Narrative art. And no Pixel Kitties means no panel. So do we just make a panel?
No, I mean, like, that would be inappropriate. I mean, I could come up with...
We can't really talk about art.
All right, what do you guys want to do? What do you guys think?
We have
suggestions for the audience.
Here's what we have. We have 3 things. We have a stage, we have a projector, we have microphones.
What do we like? What else is going on? Vendors Hall is closing in 5 minutes.
Start my panel without me.
Come on.
Oh gosh.
Hey, someone needs to turn on the 3rd mic.
Okay, turn on the 3rd mic.
I'm kidding. I have no business being up here.
Like, so there's like rehearsal in the main hall, the acoustic session, which is that's not even open to the public.
The acoustic session isn't public.
Yeah, then the vendors hall is closing, and there's nothing.
Hit both mutes.
Wait, and they canceled Minecraft in Shoshone, right?
Yeah, because
it wasn't canceled.
Because there was no projector. Where are those Minecraft guys? We have a projector now with a room that's open.
No, it wasn't that.
Was it rescheduled?
No.
It was rescheduled to Sunday.
Oh, okay.
You know why?
Yeah.
Because
they didn't have
the audio equipment in that room.
No, it was
for the acoustic session.
No. It wasn't that. It's that they didn't have a projector in that room when its scheduled time was on.
Well, right.
Yeah.
There's only one room that has. Well, there's only 2 rooms that have projectors, and it's this one and that one.
Exactly. And that room or that panel wasn't scheduled in this room or that room.
Hi, I'm Vigilant Watch. This is Cowboy Dave.
Hi there.
AFN.
Hi. How you doing? So this is Tech Banter. I get both of these. No,
I get one.
There, you can have both.
Yay, we're sharing. So hold on. I think we're actually kind of like generating a panel as we're going.
All right.
I was just over here to investigate, so I actually got to go set the camera for the next couple.
All right. So here's what happened. The panel is one of the vendors. They're just closing the vendors hall now, and that's why the panel is scheduled when it is, because the vendor should be coming soon. So hopefully they'll be here in the next few minutes.
We're gonna entertain you.
Coming soon to a theater near you.
Okay. Does anyone have a conflict on them?
Yes, over here. Question. Like play the song or try to sing? I don't know how to play that game.
We should just start a role-playing game right now.
What is that game?
there's one person saying that the other person comes next way, and they try to make the other person smile by saying, honey, make you love me smile. And the other person, without smiling, has to say, honey, I love you, but I just can't smile.
What?
Okay.
That sounds very awkward.
That was extremely awkward.
All right. Can we just?
We're all like know each other after this week. We're already a team. You know what? I kind of want to.
All right. Hey, they are the audience. I think we should try. So I don't really quite. I kind of think I understand. Okay. You go ahead if you get it. Turn it.
Honey, if you love me, smile.
Then you're supposed to say like, honey, I don't love
honey,
you.
I love you, but I just can't smile. Is the response.
I don't get it.
The people we have to deal with.
Oh my gosh, the spaghetti is.
And to think he's part of my crew.
Come on up.
Give
Come
me
on.
a demonstration. Come on. Okay.
Sit right here.
Let's do this right. Come on down.
Jesse, they're a vendor. They're coming. Don't worry about it.
Just moderate like us entertaining and filibustering and stalling.
You seem to get it.
I think I get it.
Okay.
Honey, if you love me, smile.
Honey, I love you, but I just can't smile.
Right here, man.
Heartbroken.
What if we did a drunken sailor song?
No.
We can't.
Whose line was this?
Hold on. We can't be too loud. The doors are open, and then more staff will come in and yell at us if we're too loud.
But we are.
Right, but we're peons. Do not fool yourselves. We are but peons.
And nothing else.
Draft is in the VIP session, and Larsis is okay with
our
this.
panelists? Yes, no, okay. We're waiting on panelists. They're in there. They're vendors.
Watch is the one.
We're making fools of ourselves.
Suggestions, questions, anything.
Okay, well that's easy.
That is a loaded question.
Swiggletail is best pony.
Tom is best pony. Thank
That's
you very
funny.
much.
Yes, back in the back.
I didn't get
I like this discussion. I will continue. yes, back here.
Sing microphone songs.
I don't know the microphone songs.
really sad is two of us are named Michael and we have microphones.
It's true.
It's true. It's very true. I just don't know any of my songs. So,
I don't know.
Anyways, yes.
What's your opinion about the Quest for Your Girls?
I love how he pointed directly at
see
me.
Tommy Oliver's video. I mean, I didn't like
That's
it.
your opinion. All I say is that I met this guy when I watched it for the first time.
Wow.
Sunshine, sunshine's ladybugs awake.
Oh, okay. So who here has seen the movie? Let me rephrase this. Who here hasn't seen the movie and doesn't want to have a spoiler?
Plug your ears.
Okay, spoiler.
Don't ever watch it.
Spoilers.
Those are the lucky people.
Okay, so here we go. At the point when Twilight goes through the mirror, we were joking as the screen fades to black, and we just kind of made a joking comment, sunshine, sunshine. At the moment after, when Twilight opens her eyes, what is a dead center in the frame but a ladybug?
Oh my god, I never realized
We're
that.
kidding. Go check.
And this
Oh
is the
my
funniest
God.
part. It got cut from the
Please tell me
AC's Bronies React. It got cut from it. And we were so sad because the four of us are on the couch and he just says that on screen, comes on. We just all we're in shock when that matched.
It was a genuine reaction for once in that.
Okay.
And it got cut.
So we were at Midwest Brony Fest last year, and we got 4 of the staff members of that convention sitting on a couch watching the movie. And this was, I think, my third time watching it.
It was my third.
It was my third. It was his third. We had a bunch of people. I think all of us had already seen it.
Andrew and Brony 9000, yeah.
We all had a bunch of canned reactions to things, and that was the one genuine reaction in the 4 hours of video. And AC just was like, no. I think we may have our panelist. Maybe.
I don't think so.
Maybe.
Not yet.
Not yet.
What's the word?
Bird is the word.
Okay. I have a conspiracy theory that I would like to share that I kind of ripped off from someone, but we like to tell this a lot. At least I like to ask everyone their opinion. So, all the members of the apple family have a coat color that is a color of an apple, right? So there's green apples like Granny Smith, there's yellowish apples like Apple Bloom and red and etc. But there's no like orange apple. And then you remember in the episode where Applejack talks about how she got her cutie mark, she went to go visit her aunt and uncle Orange, who have orange mane coats in Manhattan. And then she went back home. But I mean, that's a really nice way to think about it, right? Right, like
we never see Applejack.
Right, we never see her parents, right? Like, but they would be about the same age as her parents, and it would be really convenient to have, as a little filly, been told, you know, that they're somewhere away and that her aunt and uncle are living in Manhattan, and she didn't actually run away from Manhattan to live on the farm, and that's why her mane is orange.
This has officially become the headcanon panel. So we are going to start discussing headcanons now.
All right.
What about the guy at the Apple Family reunion with the blue coat and the red mane?
I mean, you mean that weird Octavia reskin?
Do you have a response to that? There are.
And I mean, my favorite response to this, and totally like, it doesn't make any sense, but they said the mane and coat colors are like okay, so like Big Mac has a red coat and an orange mane, and like the orange mane is Applejack's coat color, and the red coat is Apple Bloom's mane color. And then you look at Apple Bloom, you know, like, and the right, what was the third person? I don't know. They're like mane and coat colors are all just like copy pasted, sequential or whatever. They match. After I think about it, right, because like Applejack has the orange coat and the yellow mane for Apple Bloom's coat, and the etc. And like she has, so like, you know, so you see what I'm saying? That like maybe they just took those three colors and cross. But any other good headcanons?
Do we want to discuss the one?
Oh wow, that was. Everybody's like,
how about we have you guys line up over here?
I guess.
Are we gonna make this an actual pre-panel?
Sure, headcanon.
Yes,
panel.
headcanon panel. Line up,
We're
guys.
We're gonna give you the mic, and you can just talk about your favorite headcanon.
Now, do we want to discuss? Do you want us to discuss the one we figured out at Brusco's? Or do you want to keep that a secret?
Let's keep that under wraps until you get a...
Because I talked to May Larson about that.
This guy has a headcanon about a certain character who we know almost nothing about. That when M.A. Larson was told about it, he just got silent.
He actually walked away from this one. So it makes sense, too. It makes a lot of sense.
The best part is, so we're interpreting that on Headcanon Busters as plausible. Let's do that. We'll listen to a headcanon. We'll judge it.
All right, yeah.
What do you think of Spike being the seventh element of harmony, the element of sacrifice?
I got this one. Okay, so we did see, if you guys pay attention to the Hub Facebook page, when they did, what anagram did they spell out? But they had all the main six, and then Discord, and then Twilight, and then Sparkle. It had Twilight Sparkle's name twice before even putting Spike in there. Discord in there before even Spike in there. So clearly Spike is like less than, you know, an element of harmony. He's much less than a normal person. It's Spike abuse. His purpose is to get slammed in the door. So I like the sacrifice idea, but if you give him an element of harmony, then, you know, he's like a hero, and he doesn't get to be a hero.
I don't think the sacrifice would make sense. I would not.
Busted.
I'm not saying that won't come in play in some way, but I don't think the sacrifice is gonna. They're not gonna rip off Fallout Equestria like that.
It just makes him seem too noble. And
I read that book in a week.
That. I love Spike. He was my favorite character in season 1, but
yeah,
I know. I'm just gonna say this: you guys can actually get the printings. They've started printing again, and they're two novel books. They won't have the cover art right now. The third printing should, but.
So our end result in the headcanon is plausible, but unlikely.
Yes.
Sure. I mean, Spike.
That's two yeses and a maybe.
Has to get abused. That's the joke. Go ahead.
Daring Do, aka Applegate, being Rainbow Dash's mother.
No, I've actually. No, I can actually answer this with a solid answer. Do you guys want because I can't spoil season 5 or season 6. I can't do that.
Okay. Well,
I have a correct answer and that's wrong.
Don't the trading cards have like Applejack's or Rainbow Dash's parents? At least I remember seeing that. I don't play the game.
I know the answer to this, and that's what's bugging me.
My headcanon is that Rainbow Dash hits her head at the beginning of that episode, and it's all a dream. It's all her headcanon. Because I refuse to believe that Daring Do, and more importantly, that crazy blue monster actually really exists. That's too crazy for Equestria. That was.
I like the thought that.
I don't.
I like the thought that Daring Do and Derpy Do are related.
Oh yes. Do you want to explain that headcanon to them?
Okay. All right. No, we're gonna move past that.
No.
Wait, Derpy or Ditsy Do? You mixed them.
Derpy and
Yes. Well, Ditsy is Derpy's daughter, so
I think she just forgot her name.
All right, go ahead. All of them. Yes. Ditsy Do, Derpy Do's A, B.
All right.
Yes, go.
Fluttershy experienced a Bruce Wayne. She saw her parents die, and now she has post-traumatic stress disorder, and that's why she's so shy and insecure.
It's like a lot. I mean, like, I don't know if you can call it a Bruce Wayne because, like, he, like, became Batman, but I guess she's not, like, rich, so that would have been tough. I have my own particular headcanon about, like, why Fluttershy is so shy, and it involves other things, but I mean, it's, like, not wrong, but it is a little mature. Right. Okay, go ahead.
We know that Rainbow Dash's dad exists as she is a filly. He takes her to the Equestria Games in Cloudsdale. Or no, yes, in Cloudsdale. Yeah. Or at least to support Cloudsdale.
Okay, I'm gonna go with.
We know that he existed, but we don't know if Fluttershy's parents existed. Maybe that's why Fluttershy has trouble flying, because her parents never taught her.
I can see that.
What if that's not like flight? She was at flight school, but that's like a camp more where you learn to enhance yourself.
Well,
except
I'm gonna go
Dash
with
was able to
plausible
drop
for
out of that, and
headcanon.
it kind of makes it a thing.
Flight school, but then plummeted to the earth.
Right, like maybe that like busted her wings up or something. I'm gonna go with plausible for that headcanon. I have a particular one that I'm not gonna share because it is a little mature.
Buster Wings, we saw her.
She flied naturally in several episodes, and actually was faster.
Oh, whenever she has to get upset and not be shy anymore, she gets all powerful.
We do have one.
Actually, except for Hurricane Fluttershy, which is why that's the best Fluttershy episode. All right, we're gonna move on to the next person.
Hold on a second. There's a hand up in the back.
No, get in line.
It's a blackbird tractor. It's a rainbow tractor.
Oh gosh.
No. Okay, go ahead.
All right.
You know how Celestia sometimes tells Twilight to do something with our friends?
Yes.
What Celestia's doing that because she's afraid that Twilight has to be with our friends kind of like when Celestia was alone when she lost Luna.
Huh.
Don't drop.
No.
Yeah. All right. I think that's an interesting concept because, like she originally sent her to Ponyville to like learn to make friends, right? Because
make some friends.
Yeah, right. Like, because that was the friendship magic, blah, 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 power, rainbow, elements of harmony. And that's how she got to use them. But like maybe, because Celestia like couldn't use them. I'm not even going to get into the like, how do the elements of harmony work? Plot device, because that's really complicated. How was she able to use them to defeat Luna if it was just her? How were her and Luna able to use them just alone? Like, because like, is that really Tree of Harmony solves everything? But I think that's an interesting comment. Like angle to approach it. If you really wanted to believe like Celestia was this kind of like wise force, all-seeing mentor, like in the original. Like I feel like that's kind of how she was season 1, like that kind of archetype where she's like a wise guiding mentor, and she knew what was happening. She had like planned everything out, like in the Ticketmaster or like in the first kind of episode, maybe a little bit. But now, like more and more, you've seen her as like she doesn't foresee things and she gets defeated. So I think that's a good way to interpret it as like that's why she wants Twilight to not work with her friends. That's why she does the things she does. She still is trying to teach Twilight these things. And she still is kind of planning things out. Because my particular headcanon has always been that she's just like a huge troll that, like messes with Twilight. Like, oh, and then we're going to tell her that, she can't talk to her friends. That's great. That's
New
great,
Lunar
Celestia.
Republic.
Like that'll totally freak her out, and like, but I mean, of course that's not real. Like that's just funny to interpret it that way as kind of like when she like makes Mrs. Cake pour too much tea, like that she's like this all-powerful god and she just likes messing with people kind of thing, which is funny, but I think that's a cool way to interpret her like actually still being a mentor. So I'm going to give that a plus headcanon, yes.
I'm going to agree
confirmed.
with you in many ways. By the way, just to say this isn't the actual panel that's supposed to be in here.
Oh, yes.
On the vendor who is the panel runner. So if you're in here, come kick us off the stage.
Yeah, definitely. If the vendor who is part of this narrative art, please come up here and stop us from making fools of ourselves.
I don't think they're.
Although honestly, headcanon panel, yes,
we own it.
Headcanon panel is
it's
yes.
ours.
He's
all right.
Half out of time. But anyway,
he's denied.
All right.
To continue on that build, though, since we were still on this one, I agree with your statement that she's trying to be an educator, but I think also at some point, Celestia doesn't want to be a ruler anymore, and she wants to be able to live a normal life after having lived for 1,000 years as a sole ruler, and she's trying to like groom Twilight and Cadence to replace her. Therefore, she wants them to not necessarily take everything she says at face value.
If you've ever seen the guy I Animate Pony Motes, he did a little clip on the end of Luna, of like Celestia, like kind of talking about this kind of thing that I thought was really hilarious, which is where I kind of got that story from. So you should check him out. He does really funny stuff.
Tumblr and
yeah, I mean, if you Google it, he does a lot of things. But,
Next question.
Farrell.
All right, so I'm pretty sure everyone understands that Star Sword the Bearded was experimenting with some powerful magics. He was trying to harness like all magic is what I'm thinking here. So
stop you for just a second.
Yeah.
Is comic canon accepted in this room?
I have not read the comics, so
IDW. We're going to accept IDW.
Good to know. It's accepted. We can talk about it. Good.
I haven't read them all.
So he was experimenting with powerful magics. I like to think that Discord is actually Star Sword the Bearded after some really powerful spell went wrong, morphed him into that form, and made him go insane, so he doesn't even remember that's who he was.
Okay, I can clarify that will not be canon. I can say that.
There's direct conflicts in the comic.
There is. Yeah.
But that is the classic headcanon, is like, who is Star Sword the Bearded? Is he Discord?
Personally, I like that.
Okay.
It made sense in season 2.
It was plausible at this point.
Until Emma Larson ruined it.
And before, thanks. Okay. I mean, if you've ever read the comic Discordantly, and particularly there's like a YouTube video with like that super edgy rock music behind the trail of the comic where like Discord and Celestia kind of do this thing, and it does like a history of how he originally was like killing off all the ponies and alicorns, in Mad Chaos, and then Celestia and Luna kind of fight him, but there's like a weird, like, it's because he really liked her and got rejected by Celestia originally when they were younger, and like
season 4 finale.
He freaked out. Yeah, he freaked out, and then like did all this chaos, and then at the end you're like realize that it's really good. You should check out Discordantly, and it's been my headcanon on Discord forever. And then in season 4 when he gave her the flowers, I cried a little bit. I freaked out.
Now to say on that, we were talking about Star Sword. To take the other angle. If you want to read more about Star Sword and you love alternate universe stories, you need to be reading the comics like yesterday, because the current arc is just that. It is alternate history fun.
Comic books are for nerds.
They're
okay.
All
right.
Comic books are for geeks. I am not a nerd.
Wow, what a bunch of nerds.
Exactly. Anyways, go ahead.
Okay, this is sort of multi-part, but it all goes together. This is sort of multi-part, but it all goes together. When Sunset Shimmer went to Canterlot High, Lyra came over, and the Lyra we have in the show is the one from Canterlot High.
Canon accepted. I'm just going to say I like it.
Additionally, Bonbon, the one we see in the show, is actually a changeling. The actual Bonbon and Lyra from Equestria proper are both in completely different cities and have no idea what's going on or why their mailbox is full of stuff that they didn't order.
UPS even ships to Equestria.
I've definitely heard this before. I think it's a fun idea that like Lyra actually is kind of like a human in a pony's body, I guess. I don't know, but then it might ruin the whole like she really is obsessed with humans, because if you were a human, would you really be obsessed with like hands and wanting to be human?
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, but like it's always like it's like anthropology. She's like really fascinated with everything about humans. Not like if you were a human, you would be super fascinated about Equestria, right? So I don't know.
That would explain why she sits like a human.
Right, sure, but I think that I like it may damage her character of like being obsessed with, anthropology and things that are human and acting all like butch and like want to wear pants, and that kind of like I don't know if that would work if she actually used to be a human and remembers that. As far as Bon Bon goes, I don't know. That's a little. The changeling thing's a little far. I've heard a lot of theories on Bon Bon. There's a lot of crazy. One I think is particularly interesting. I don't. What's his name? He did Moonstuck. He does the hat. Does anyone know that artist?
Yes.
It's egophiliac. It's egophiliac. Yeah, egophiliac. He does the slice of life, and in that one, he has like Bon Bon is actually like has like 10 sisters that are all different bonbons that look exactly alike, but they all have like different personalities and voices, right? And that's why there's like different voices every time for Bon Bon, and she seems like a different character, right? And then they're going around trying to find the real Bon Bon who's really good at making sweets or whatever. And they're like, where is she? Oh my gosh, I can't find her. She's not at her house. And then they see Lyra walking with one of the Bon Bons. She's like, that has to be the real, like the Bon Bon that they're talking about. So I think that's a cool way to think about the whatever Bon Bon thing. But yeah, everything dead.
I see a gentleman with his suit tie. Are you the one supposed to be doing this panel?
No. Yeah, again, just to restate, we're waiting. A vendor has this panel, and we were filibustering until they got here, but they haven't yet. So we're doing a headcanon panel, so feel free to come up, say your headcanon, and we'll discuss it and make fools of ourselves, because I know that there's nothing else really going on public right now, so that's the only reason I assume you guys are here. We decided to keep giving entertainment as long as we're here.
I'm half tempted of going and getting Oliver to come in here because he would love this panel.
I mean, whatever, dude. This is just.
If you want to go do it, we can easily get
like
a member of the audience to sit.
Brony nerd out time. Whatever. All right, let's go on. Treble Bowl.
And it's being recorded, so this will actually go on.
This is going on Viper and EFN. This will be on the internet. Yeah. Hi guys, we love you.
Hello. #ForceFamous.
I don't have a specific headcanon, but what are your thoughts on Granny Smith's name?
Because of course the obvious connotation here would be that she was named Granny
right.
from birth.
Okay,
yeah.
Well, Granny Smith is a type of apple, so maybe because she was born with the green coat, they just named her after that type of apple?
Wasn't there
She's like 800 years old.
discovered the Granny Smith apple?
I thought she discovered Zap apples or whatever. So, okay. And is that when she got her cutie mark? No. Yeah. Okay. Well, okay. So, I guess
91 episodes to keep
there's a lot of people that talk about the names and you named what your cutie mark is, but a lot of times. Right. And I mean, so Applebloom clearly is going to get Applebloom cutie mark because she'll never escape the Apple family, and that's her destiny. But anyway,
there's
my headcanon on the naming is that you get a name, and then if you get a cutie mark, and it's, your name was like Lightning Bolt, and you get like a Chimney Sweep cutie mark, and you're like, what the hell? You can change your name, and they allow that. So it fits your... Yeah, does anyone that? It's a great way to interpret it, I think, because it allows you to have a name that's related to your special talent, even if it's not what your parents named.
The sun actually come out today.
Yes.
Praise Celestia.
Praise the sun. I'm sorry to interrupt. I've been interrupting you.
I'm sorry. But go. I mean, go ahead. I was gonna say the other popular headcanon is that Celestia control. It's like a 1984 Celestia program. Luna goes into your dreams and programs your talent into you so that they can organize society, and that's why the parents name you what your job is gonna be, and then you get a mark that's magically put on you.
Goes into Applebloom.
This goes with that headcanon again that M.A. Larson walked away from. I really can't say anything, and it's killing me.
Okay.
All right. This is recorded. If he talks about it, we know it's never going to happen.
And
if M.A. Larson walks away from it, we don't talk about what it is. We don't have to worry about it.
I know a few things coming up in Season 5 and Season 6. That is not actually one of them, but when he walked away, it scared me.
All right, anyways, next, John, who's wearing a beret, almost like John Oliver. Not John. What's his name?
Is Scootaloo
Tommy.
Is Scootaloo an orphan?
Guys, stop interrupting him.
Is Scootaloo an orphan, or do we just like feeling sorry for her?
That actually has been answered. In the show, Scootaloo is actually...
She has a house, but does she have parents?
No, it's the factor.
No, it's the.
You're terrible.
I am terrible. I don't have any paper.
Look, I don't care what any comic or even if the show says. In my mind, Scootaloo is still an orphan, and that is the orphanage that we saw in that one episode where she's handicapped or whatever in season 4. And I don't hate Scootaloo. I don't enjoy seeing her suffer, but that's just a really early headcanon that I developed and thought was interesting and saw some really cool, fan art. And I was like, oh yeah, I really get behind that. That's super interesting. And I refuse to let anybody ruin that until, whatever. Amy Keating Rogers slaps me over the face and says, no, that's not possible. Spike's a little kid. Well, what if he grows up? All right, then it could work. I'm sorry. I'm digressing here to something that is not related.
Now, one question I have for the audience is, do you guys remember the episode where they talk about Granny Smith being at the beginning of the founding of Ponyville? How many of you guys, how old is Granny Smith? Exactly. Now, how old do you think these ponies actually
Granny
live?
Smith confirmed new alicorn.
Even though the alicorns are thousands of years
under her
old,
hair.
just think about it. How old do these ponies really live?
Emma Larson, get on it.
All right, so way back when, Lauren Faust confirmed that there were dark forces partially behind Luna's fall into becoming Nightmare Moon, and then we later saw the Nightmare forces in the comic books. And I was wondering if you guys thought it was my headcanon that those same forces were also behind a fall that King Sombra had, and do you think there are dark powers for some reason arrayed against ponykind?
Okay, the first problem with Sombra is that Sombra was using alicorn magic the entire time.
Boss
The
here.
same that Trixie was using.
Yeah.
Hey guys.
Are you guys having fun?
Yes. We're definitely allowed to be here. We're filibustering for half an hour. Okay, so here's what happened. This panel was supposed to be done by one of the vendors. This is why it ended right when the vendor hall closed. And
Began right when the vendor hall.
Right.
He's talking
began.
to Larsis, not the audience.
This is an impromptu headcanon.
Yeah. So, we were filibustering, waiting for the vendor to get unpacked.
Is there a cable that's available in Equestria that we can use?
Take it.
Wait, do you... Okay, yeah, there we go.
All right.
Discord will leave the room.
He stole that from...
Wow.
Go ahead.
1, 2, 3. I think Applejack said that Granny Smith started the first Granny Smith. Remember when she was talking about the history of apples when she was talking to Rainbow Dash?
Oh.
I don't.
Did she?
I think.
Because again, we're not prepared.
No, I think she's right.
Guys,
Right.
I have
think she's right.
so many
from-
hours. I'm an expert at my
I was gonna say, I think she's right.
She could. Yeah, I don't. I mean, I would.
I actually think I remember that because she's like, I like apples, and she doesn't give.
I know apples.
That's literally how that went down.
I know apples.
Have you guys seen that comic where it's like it was after the Rainbow Dash? What?
No, I'm saying you just want to.
Do I just want to hand it to the next person and
Yeah.
stop talking? Okay, I can take a hint.
Ramble, ramble, ramble.
No, yeah, it's not like a headcanon, but a question like, why can't Scootaloo fly when other ponies her age can?
Okay, that actually there was obviously, I think a lot of people in here who have actually been researching. Lauren Faust had originally, and this was actually I think in a personal conversation, she had actually written in there that Scootaloo was supposed to be handicapped. Like this was a thing. I don't know if the writers have cut it or if that hasn't happened yet. But that's not like a spoiler. That was actually something that was let out. Since Lauren Faust isn't on it anymore, in I think it was season 4 or 3. Yeah, season 3, they kind of made mention of it, but they never actually have dictated whether or not she's handicapped or whether her wings are just undergrown. We don't know that because Lauren Faust is no longer writing and the Bible can be edited to some degree.
In my opinion, I think she will, but it will be like in the series finale.
Yeah.
When the series is over, Rainbow Dash will hand her mantle off too. That is my opinion. That is completely headcanon and completely subjective. And plausible.
Season 21.
Okay, here. Question
This party train won't end.
Question for the audience: how many people? In your opinion, I'm going to count up. When do you think the season will end? Raise your hand. After season 10. When do you think the series will end? After season 10. After season.
I see a hand over there.
After season 30.
The ride will never end. It may stop.
The apocalypse
but it
will
come
happen
back.
before.
No, we're recording it though. We were streaming. We're not, but we are recording.
Now, I'll offer my opinion on something real fast. I think the whole show fell apart right after Commander Shepard and the Transformers came in. That was just stupid.
Right. That's right, boss. What do you say? That's my boss, Lars.
I think I'm
He's-
going to check with Tommy, because earlier we were talking about the name thing and it just dawned on me. I'll check with Tommy later and see if he wants to do a thing on the naming system, because I know the Pegasi have each, from what I've noticed, each race like has their own naming system. I have noticed this because it's the first name with Pegasi. It's the and it's actually from. I have noticed a pattern, but Lauren Faust was genius. I mean, like, it's probably in the Bible because
Round of applause for Lauren Faust right now.
I started paying attention to this, and there is a naming pattern, and I don't think anyone's caught on to it yet, but I think I'm going to get with Tommy about it and see if we can find more patterns with it, because, like,
it's pretty consistent.
With each race, it's a little different, and then it's by first, second, third born. They have, like, who gets what name. Yeah.
Are you talking like Tommy Oliver?
Yeah, I'm gonna see if he wants
you
to
should
do
look
that.
me up. I really like his videos. Also, I think it's really cool. All right, let's get on to the next.
Is that pronounced trig or trig?
Trig.
I like it.
Okay, so yeah, I get that a lot. So this is actually more meta theory about where the seasons are going, and it's kind of based on a lot of the stuff I've heard, like the writers saying in the various panels.
Just for reference, I haven't seen any panels today, other than been in here. Go ahead.
Well, it's something that I think one of you touched on. The first two seasons kind of look like the growth of Twilight, and then the next 2, 3, and 4, they're like her being groomed by the two princesses into her role. And, I don't know where we're going to go in, 5, 6, and beyond, but it really does seem like she's going to be taking over, and they're going to pass it off to her. So, I'd say like there's now 1 through 4 are the sisters arc, and then who knows what the next one, like the transition of power or something.
I would still argue that it is Twilight's arc, but I definitely see where you're going. Like, it really does seem like she may eventually take over because she is getting more and more responsibility and power. But one thing that I notice in a lot of other franchises, they follow a main character, and sometimes they follow them after they've like become the king and the like plot ends. But a lot of times, what you see is they'll refocus on someone else, and it may be the same universe that everyone loves, but it's like a different character because the arc is complete, and you can start new arcs. But it's sometimes you have spectacle creep. Like, you've already had the great battle; they've already become king of all the land, and I think that's one of the huge criticisms with. Yeah, the season 4 finale was spectacle creep. Like, they have like this giant monster shooting lasers in Dragon Ball Z and blah blah blah. And now, why do hanging out and babysitting the Cake Twins? Why does that matter? Well, who cares, right? Because something so crazy has happened that you sometimes lose perspective of the slice of life. And I don't want to say that I didn't like the season 4 finale that it did that, because it was cool, but I think that it takes away some of the ability of the Grand Galloping Gala was some major event. Like, it was cool, it was a finale worthy, but in perspective of some of the other finales, it doesn't seem kind of as important in their lives. And I think it's a shame, because I think it was a really cool slice of life. Yes, you have a question over here.
For the Twilight inheriting the kingdom, they should time skip it like during the God.
I was gonna say that was just Hasbro selling toys. There's a little price tag at the top of that. If you can see, that was the flag. $39.95, people. $39.95.
It's all about the toys, and we all, as we try to move past that and see, and like DHX and the people who write the show care about
I hope
their work
Spikes
of
eats that place, and then Celestia just comes up and like poofs a new house.
All right, we can dream. All right, yeah, in the back.
All right, rip in pieces.
Yeah, go ahead.
This was originally, like, someone brought up an issue of the creep that was going on, and this was kind of a theory about how they're going to handle, like, the rise and fall over the bigger rise and fall that, like, movies and a lot of bigger stories have, where, like, they go into a low spot before going to a bigger climax.
So like, like a Return or Empire Strikes Back kind of thing, where you do have the arc of the movie and then it goes down, and that could be interesting. But the one problem with that, I think, is that this is My Little Pony, and how dark and low can you really go? And I think,
season 4 finale again.
The Megan McCarthy hype train, you mean?
Hashtag save tree. Remember the tree. I can't believe that Twilight saved that owl instead of like a rock or something more important. I don't like Owlicious. Or what about did the Phoenix? No, they let the Phoenix go, right?
No.
Okay, they let the Phoenix go.
Flare was returned. I think it was December.
Right, I remember that. Okay. Well, I don't like Owlicious, probably because I still like Spike, and I don't know. I don't like Owlicious.
But they're friends now.
No, I refuse to accept this. All right. You can never replace Spike.
Owlicious and Spike are friends.
In order to replace Spike, you would have to be. The owl could not stand getting hit in the face with the door every day. He doesn't understand what it takes to be Twilight's assistant. All right.
Okay, so I have 2 headcanons kind of here.
Go ahead.
Double barrel.
Quickly though.
In my opinion, Pinkie Pie made her own party cannon, and I think that she could make so much more with her. You know what I mean?
He's referring to the panel.
She has the party cannon and everything like that. She uses that to spread her happiness everywhere. But
her own gyrocopter.
That too. So she, I think that they could set that up for making a whole bunch of other different things. So, anyways, my second headcanon would be, I think that Discord and Sombra and all the things that happened 1,000 years ago, all kind of had to do with that, and that they all kind of were secretly together in on it. So, like, I'm thinking that there's like some sort of like evil dark council type of thing.
Every villain is lemons.
Go ahead.
It was stated by the clown guy that it was a Model Z whatever type party cannon, so we know that those things already exist.
That's right, I remember that. In the comics, they mentioned that that Pinkie Pie's party cannon was a specific model.
The other thing...
She may market them. She may mass produce them.
The other thing is... There is a lot of references in the show to like modern weaponry. So we were kind of saying how the Solar Guards and like the Shadow Bolts probably aren't their main military. They're probably more for show. That's why they just are terrible. Let's be honest. They couldn't handle a change. They are horrid.
And you misspoke. You said the Wonder Bolts and the Shadow Bolts. You meant the Royal Guard.
Yeah, I meant the EUP Guard who can't guard squat. Yep.
The Shining Armor, whose purple party piece, I think, is the way they
Dude. he didn't stand a chance against Sombra.
They've also mentioned Tinkers, people that make different types of machine.
This is true, and I'm going to build...
Cherryberry. What? Cherryberry.
Yeah, exactly. The whole Cherry's Jubilee Turd Factory, which is totally an I Love Lucy ripoff, bravo. But then also, of course, we've got, especially in this season,
What about artificial armies?
Say again?
What do you think that Celestia has a secret artificial army?
We haven't gotten there yet. Hold your horses.
All right, my two cents. Please, horse puns. 2 cents. Pinkie Pie uses Looney Tunes physics. All right, haha, she breaks the fourth wall. Laugh out loud. Pinkie's super special ability. I think that's the end of it. And I'm, I don't know. I've heard fourth wall so many times in this fandom that, yes, that's what they do in Looney Tunes. That's the joke.
So we break the fifth wall. Right, next.
Okay, let's go on. We'll go on. We were talking about a point, but we'll go on.
Okay, my headcanon's a bit more going back to G1 and bringing it back. So I don't know how much you guys know about the first beginnings.
We will listen and try try to remember what we know of.
Okay.
The series.
Well, they know that
you don't bring up 3.5.
No. We're gonna skip that. T-Rex is a G1 villain. It's actually one of the first villains of the movies. And at the end of the episode where they have T-Rex, they actually have the rainbow powers. Now, in the movies in G1, there was a rainbow guardian that actually fought the bad guys like Smooze and all that. And it was kept in a locket and kept with the My Little Ponies. So, do you think maybe the elements of harmony actually were the rainbow of light that's left in the locket?
I like this because you said it was kept in a locket. Yes. Perhaps a box of some sort.
What's in the box?
It's a necklace locket.
But I'm just saying, we have now a box with locks on it. In addition, if I remember correctly, in that movie, some of the main characters let's see, there was a silly pony that was a main character. Applejack starred pretty heavily in that one, if I remember. I believe, Twinkle Shine?
Yep.
The original Twilight Sparkle was. Yep. She's there. Spike's in there, although the other Spike.
Wait,
Spike.
Firefly?
Firefly, which is the original Rainbow.
And Surprise.
And Surprise.
Yeah, she wasn't
She
until
was too
later.
good for G1. Too good for G1.
Rarity has only been in G3?
Yep.
Thanks.
All right.
I am a terrible Peter New, even though
I'm gonna go headcanon confirmed on that one. I've never watched G1, but that sounds. I believe that. I believe that.
Faust was inspired by Generation 1 for sure.
Yes.
She's gone flat out and said,
Okay. Faust is the god. All right, let's move on.
Next.
We've got about we want to let you guys go to the concert. And we're at now.
We have to go set up the concert.
And we've got to go help set up. So we're going to do probably 1 or 2 or 3 more questions.
2 questions.
We're going to do about 10 minutes. And then we're going to go run. Sorry.
So the quicker we do this, the better.
So bicker amongst yourselves about who's headcanon is best pony.
Alright.
Go ahead, Rick.
So, what would you say about Flutterbat's return? Because at the end of the episode, if you remember, she still has her fang.
Yes. She is not a classified bat pony. It's actually now a thing that bat ponies are a species. They are not a... Because I actually thought that they were a... Luna had took in night guards and made them. Yeah, I can't think of the word.
Vestrals or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
Vestrals.
Yeah. Originally, I had thought that it was just like a magic trick, so to speak. I can't think of the word, so I'm gonna give
All right. I mean, I
starts
was
with a C.
Very much against the crazy.
Yes.
The crazy Vestral bat pony thing until Ego Philiac did the Moonstuck, and I was like, okay, but.
No, but
they
are now a species.
I don't think it'll come back.
It's actually going to be a thing.
I mean, do you remember the one-off with the creepy yellow eyes at the end of the library scene in the very beginning of season 4? And like, whoa, it's the spooky pony or whatever that we never saw because it was, Scooby-Doo, and we thought it was that one, but it was Pinkie Pie. And that never came back. I mean, really. You could argue that it was T-Rex, but probably not. So I think there are a lot of little gags at the end of the episode that are just that. They're in a lot of cartoons. They're little gags. I guess I don't find it immensely entertaining to talk about what if Fluttershy was a vampire? Because
plausible, her DNA was altered.
Okay,
but whether she'll come back is
plausible, but not likely. All right, are we gonna call? Okay, one more.
Okay, so
I saw you over there.
I had this headcanon about Chrysalis and Sombra.
I'm listening now.
1,000 years ago must have been a really, really hard time for Celestia. And
you say that when I've got several written. Go ahead.
So Chrysalis, when they were talking about in season 3, in the opener, they were talking about how they had a first queen. She did the fair. She started it. What if the queens went on and the last queen was Queen Chrysalis and she fell in love with King Sombra? That started falling apart. She made the love poison. This is a very, very long thought out.
Listening, I'm definitely on board.
Paraphrasing your fanfic, I got it. All right.
King Sombra was experimenting with the alicorn magic. He went batty, and then their relationship fell apart. He did something that changed her into something that wasn't really great, and that's why she became a changeling. She went off, created the Hive. He turned the Crystal Empire into slavery, and everything bad happened.
That's interesting.
I like this.
Interconnects.
One of the other things I might almost want to add to that, I'm building headcanon, sorry. This is a headcanon discussion, here I am building it, and this is probably going to be the last thing we're talking about. But so, to add on to that, the Alicorn amulet is named an Alicorn amulet. What if, before this whole thing happens, there were no Alicorns? Because when there were the original 3 tribes, there ain't no Celestia and Luna. And then because of this whole thing,
then where did they come from?
Amy King Rogers' book is going to ruin that, doesn't it? Because she talks about how Celestia and Luna are talking to the tribes and such, and we're Alicorns then.
I know that there's that book that exists.
Not yet, technically. Headcanon's still intact.
No, it's not that it's technically still right, but
this
remember
is
that history is written by the victor.
This is an interesting part to that headcanon of how the changelings kind of came to be. Hoshi, I don't know if you know who she is. She's actually an artist. She came up with a headcanon of the changelings actually being part of the Empire and sort of rebelling against it, and then getting put under a curse.
Do you think that maybe Alicornism is an actual race, but it's recessive, so that only Pegasi with extreme?
Maybe, but Twilight becomes an Alicorn. And Cadence is implied to become one too, right?
I think we're literally getting into.
It was written out in the book that she was a Pegasus.
Yeah, she was a Pegasus. So I feel like Alicorns become Alicorns.
There is a.
Because they haven't mastered friendship. Okay.
The problem with the Alicorn thing is the Alicorn steps into. I mean, I've actually gotten into conversations about pony politics. I'm not even joking. It actually steps into pony religion.
The hole goes deeper.
It literally will step into a more the religious side of the pony universe, because it's getting into more of a spiritual nature of things, of who dictates the leaders, because there's really no one. I mean, you could have a lineage of Alicorns picking Alicorns, but where's the Alicorn come from? So it's actually getting into a religious part of it.
It's just like all
the chicken and the egg.
But I have to say, if you guys have ever watched the Anthony C. Brony Analysis is Magic video at the end where they talk about Luna and whoa, she was just turned good. Yeah, right? Okay, that's my headcanon there.
That's what I agree with.
We have to close up early because we got to go help set up, but I hope that we have been able to entertain. Did you guys, was this fun? Was this fun? All right. Okay, good. Good.
Okay, go ahead.
Do you think that they'll end the series with all of the main 6 are dead except for Twilight? Technically immortal.
Okay,
that would take a lot of seasons to know.
The ride never ends. It will never, ever end. All right. Thank you very much for being our audience. We're sorry that this panel didn't come and you didn't get to learn about narrative art, but we hope you're entertaining. All right. Have a great time at the concert and MLSP. Woo!
All right, we're done. I was actually gonna say.
Had something to do with the fact that Chrysalis was still in love with Sakura, and that when no, that's okay. When Chrysalis was still in love with him, and that when he cast her out, that had something to do with the fact that they strive to get love and emotion from ponies when they were looking to feed. That was part of the headcanon that I forgot.
But no, see, what I was saying is, Hoshi had a thing where one Alicorn cursed another on a basis of love. And the curse was that because she, I don't remember if it was it was trying to use love against or something, so she cursed. The headcanon is that one Alicorn curses the other Alicorn.
You want us to sign things, please,
because they have to forever feed love.
You want us to? Okay. You have markers?
Yeah, I have markers.
We are approachable. A staff don't fight.
Thank you.
Yeah, I would definitely suggest. Pretty much, yeah.
I will give you the.
I want the green one or the blue one. I don't really care.
Pick one.
I'll do it in both. I got this.
Let's do this live. Oh my gosh. Yes, we want signs. What do you want?
We should have given our names. We'll never be horse famous that they don't know what our names are.
I kind of signed over the
I have a Bible.
You can sign this too. Yay, stop. It was my birthday yesterday, so I had to think everyone signed.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Are there 2 of them or just one?
The reason that I don't believe your religion,
there's one underneath it.
We want to sign.
That's just to hide the birthday sign.
is because their god, Celestia.
I can argue against that.
Okay, no, but Celestia has
Wait, is it still recording?
Their god. Yeah, everybody's like, oh, sweet Celestia. Like,
Turn it off after each god.
Yeah, I did.
Exactly.
If you watch,
which means
something.
which means that either Chrysalis is a more powerful Alicorn.
I'm actually with Tommy, or actually,
don't press it.
It's not.
I said it is.
It's not Tommy. It's who was the other guy? I can't think of it. Anthony. Yeah. Anthony had actually raised the argument that Chrysalis was Luna, but there's a bigger argument.
Tommy raised the
argument. Oh, Tommy raised. Yeah. The problem with this.
And Tommy agrees it's bullshit.
The problem with this, or no, the actual solution to this and why it gets religious is the actual storyline is based off of the archangels. You have 4 of them, and Luna is equivalent to Lucifer. Celestia is Michael. I don't remember who Twilight was and who Cadence was.
No, Twilight was a lesser god,
Because there's the other two. There's the other two.
No. She wasn't, but until she got defeated by Chrysalis, and that was Brony Pierce's way of like reconciling that kind of headcanon with the.
Yes, he reconciled Lord of the Rings with Brony.
Yeah, right. To keep the religious kind of undertone.
Which is why I created massive.
Seeing that Celestia isn't infallible, she can be defeated. So it makes no sense.
There is no pony god.
How did you guys feel about that? I don't think that was good to put in the show. I think Celestia should
do headcanon that often. Wasn't just put in the show. It hates me.
Celestia got defeated by Chrysalis. Like I don't think she should.
I think it was great because that means that
She could have just been playing along.
I think it was good, but maybe she's dying. Maybe she's dying and she needs Twilight to take her place.
Okay, everyone, one at a time. We are apparently still running a panel that has technically ended, and we have to go.
There is so on Tumblr. There's a thing called Intense Debate, which you can comment with. This is real life intense debate.
Yeah, I'm not that.
I'm an artist, not a writer.
I'm glad.
Unfortunately, we do not have actual tense.
We're not actual
intense debate.
But it's funny when people say the word crazy because like my literal username, my tag is crazy. That's my tag. My OC is just a ripoff. Yeah.
Okay.
So you said
Mary Sue.
When you said that you actually wrote fan fiction?
Yes.
Okay, could you put your
published.
I am horrible. I was about to say fan fiction.
Let me just say this: I have over 90,000 words written out.
He fangasmed when we found the original guy that started the whole NLR trade.
Yes, so the whole NLR and NLR Air Force thing, we found that guy. He lives the whole NLR.
He lives in Wichita, Kansas.
And New Republic Air Force, he lives in Kansas.
He literally no, it's outside of Topeka. He lives right outside Topeka.
You've never heard of the NLRs? No.
New Lunar Republic?
You have a lot of fun to look at on DeviantArt. Yeah. Let's just say that Shadow Bolts and F-16s.
I have a picture.
Homage.
I have a picture for this.
Yes, he has a picture.
Princess, I'm not part of the New Lunar Republic anymore.
I actually bought his model.
I wouldn't have gone in that direction, but I did like to see her as like kind of an infallible mentor.
No, you cannot get it. No, you know why? Because you're going to get it really soon.
That's actually just a thing we've been doing with like Ace Combat as a joke, but yeah, NLR's a thing.
And I do like. So it's basically
an art joke.
Like an all-powerful god.
Well, it's actually not an art joke. It started with an artist who made a fanfic, and it was actually the New Lunar Republic was like.
Yeah, that's your name, right? That's your real.
That's my OC.
That's your real name, not your given name.
And it's not a very good band.
My real name is Rainbow Blaze. 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 Rainbow Blaze. I'm totally not Michael. Michael no longer exists. I'm a changeling.
5 through 8. That explains what happened.
Hey, right next to Saber. Actually, we might talk to Race about getting onto Brony's React for
Notice how I said it was going to be really slow?
You guys, if you like this panel, please
yes, if you enjoyed this panel, please let Draft know or other conventions know.
I am actually the program director of Midwest Brony Fest, and I know Dave or Zeta Prime, he was one of the programming directors of BronyCon. He still knows the guys.
Happen again? Like us two are going to be at BronyCon?
I'm going to be at BronyCon too.
We're all going to be at BronyCon, and we know people. We can make this happen. Do you guys want this at BronyCon?
We can make this happen.
Bring me with you.
Point department or whoever the Twitter, whatever they use.
Yes, send out things on Twitter. Send out things on Facebook.
Headcanon. Headcanons are magic.
I'm kind of worried that I might get a
Myth Canon.
Actually, Tommy's going to be there, right? Myth Canon.
I'll just sort of submit mine quick. Yes. It's the work of the Pegasi and the Earth ponies that keep their region of the world pastoral, because beyond the borders of Equestria, the environment seems much harsher and with a lot more sort of like dangerous monsters.
I have a really cool headcanon on that, but we don't have.
Well, I think the world building is still a challenge right now.
We do have a very nice.
Actually, I can talk to Dave, who knows the program director, and you two are staff with Viper. We should be able to make this happen at BronyCon. We might check with Everfree Northwest, actually.
Yeah, we can probably do it at Everfree.
We'll probably be able to do it at Everfree Northwest, BronyCon, and Midwest next year.
I don't know if this is going to still be part of the recording, because we kind of just kept it running. But if you like this, we're just three guys that decided to start a panel, and most of us are going to be at Everfree Northwest. And most of us are going to be at BronyCon, so please feel free to submit us as a panel or something.
We're not begging you or anything.
We're not begging, but we are going to be there.
Yes, very good.
As you can see, we had a very small audience, and they really enjoyed it.
Actually, no, the audience literally multiplied. Like there were 8 people in here, and after we started, everyone just started coming in. It was awesome.
And to the actual person who was supposed to do the 100 years of narrative art, we're sorry. We really are. We didn't know what to do. We're staff in the back, and it's like, there's no panelist. What do? We have an audience.
People literally just started coming in, and yeah, like people just kind of filed in like they wanted to see this, and then no one was up here. So he literally just runs up here and just starts talking. Hey, this was my idea too, because I said this was the headcanon panel. Yeah, but I said it was the headcanon panel. Like I said we would make a live stream group.
Crazy.
Yes.
Crazy.
I'm crazy.
We're crazy.
We're done.
I'm Vigilant Watch, and I'm watching you.
Are you okay?
Crazy.
Yeah.
Over there. Honestly, they came here.
Okay.
Art was like, okay, this is gonna be boring. They're like,
Every episode I've went to, there's been one panel that's been hijacked for very. Doors are open. Just open. Cool.